The foundation is now dried. It actually was 15 minutes, I counted. Now that I'm looking at it, I still see that the foundation has gathered in this area right here. Everything else looks fine. Here on my forehead, I don't know if this was just missed by the sponge. I don't know, but it's a very small, it almost looks like it transferred. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna take whatever might be left on the cushion and just kind of pat that in. Now moving on to the Brightening Creamy Concealer, just dabbing it underneath my eyes. Smells like a crayon. Like a kid's crayon. Even though it's in a stick, this is kind of, it feels like it's sheer. I can still see some darkness in my inner eye. Let me go ahead and just put a little bit more in. And this time I'm actually gonna press it. Let's go in hard. Even though I really pressed that in and applied quite a bit, it still sheared itself out. Okay, now let's take the medium to deep shade and we're going to go ahead and just highlight with this. And instead of actually patting this, I'm just going to stripe it down. So while this is drying, I'll go ahead and give you my thoughts at least. So first off, in reference to the Dream Cushion, the color is fine. From experience with Maybelline, I already know that the shade Cocoa is going to be too dark for me. And on the actual display, they only had one more cocoa left. So I could have picked it up and swatched it so that way you could see the color, but I also didn't want to take away from another customer who has darker skin and would want to purchase the cocoa. It's hard enough as it is for us to find darker shades, so I didn't want to take that away from her. Presentation, same standard cushion, mirror, the closure. To get the true effect of the cushion experience with the liquid, it really does come to how you are pressing and kind of, moving it around on your skin, and then to blend it out, you pat. This applicator is fine for me. I see myself, continuing to use the puff, or I will just press in with a beauty blender. I do expect it to have this dewy overall appearance. In reference to the concealers, I like to have one that's my skin tone, and then I like to have another one that's lighter to brighten and highlight underneath my eyes. Even though these are in a stick concealer, I'm thinking automatically this is going to be very thick. texture. This isn't. This is very easy to move and spread on your skin. However, it just disappears quickly. Second time when I really went in heavy in my inner eye to try to cover that inner eye darkness, and it still sheared out fairly well. With this one, I'm not impressed with that. Now with the medium deep, as far as to highlight, this is going to be somebody's personal preference. For me, I like it to look a little bit more bright, still natural looking, but I know that type of level, and you know it too when you're doing your under eye highlight. You know the kind of lightness that you feel comfortable with. This to me is very subtle. Okay, so now that that's dried, let's go ahead and set this with some loose powder. A little bit heavier with the powder just on the under eye. And I'm just going to go in, kind of brush the excess off, and then set the rest of my face. So this will be if you don't want it to look as dewy, like whatever is your comfort level, whatever is your comfort level of dewiness, you can decide how much powder you want to put on to kind of cover that. Okay, now with no powder, I'm just kind of pressing the Beauty Blender, cleaning it a little bit. Now there's no powder on it. I'm just going to press, but also it's getting the rest of the powder, excess powder off, but it's still setting underneath my eyes. Overall, I like the foundation. It covers a lot of good points that I would be looking for in a cushion foundation, so I am fine with it. I'm fine with the applicator. The concealers I could pass on. I'm happy with what I'm currently using, and from the Maybelline line, I definitely prefer the Better Skin concealer. I feel that it really does help cover and also brighten a little bit underneath the eye area. We are done. That is my thoughts and my review on Maybelline's new Dream Cushion Foundation and then their brightening concealer sticks. If you've already gotten your hands on it, let me know how it's working out for you. Leave some comments because it does help people as they come by and, you know, helps them decide on whether or not this might be something that they're interested in. So please remember to like and subscribe on your way out. And I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye.